Good
This
afternoon.
conference will now be recorded.
So am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. So am I audible to you now? So
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. So my screen is visible for you, no? Okay. So yesterday we were discussing some topic. So that is nothing but what NPV, PV and all, right? No. So NPV, FV and all we were discussing yesterday. So we will just do that again. Okay. So I'll just revise it and then we will start with the exercise today. Okay, so now you are having the time value of money. So that means the future value. Present value is whatever the particular money is worth to you right now. Okay, so that is about the present value. Okay, so then you are having about the future value. So you have any doubts in this present value, future value, then in the interest, number of periods, number of years, in everything? You have any doubts in this? So shall we move to the exercises? That means I'll just show you like how to do that in a case study. Okay, so some case study, some real time case studies I have brought to you, so that let us discuss about that. You have any doubts in these things? You just put it in the chat box. So if you are uh, or if you are not audio, I mean the audio is not supported for you, or else you want me to repeat, I will repeat anything if you do not understood. So that means npv, fv. Okay, so all those things I'll just show you how to do that. So I think I have shown you yesterday itself. I have told you clearly about all those things. You have understood, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, okay, then let us start with the first question. Okay, so let us start with the first question. Find the maturity value. Okay, so find the maturity value. Okay, so invested today of an amount rupees 1 lakh. Okay, rupees 1 lakh for 5 years at the rate of 10%. Okay, so find the maturity value of an FD. Okay, what is FD, guys?
Fixed deposit.
Correct, correct. So fixed deposit. So find the maturity value of an FD invested today of an amount of rupees 1 lakh. Okay, so today you have invested 1 lakh. Okay, so today you have invested 1 lakh rupees for 5 years at the rate of 10%. Okay, so then you have to find out what here. So we have to find out the future value. So that means so the maturity value. So like it is showing. I mean they are asking us to find out the maturity value. So when that one will be matured. So after 5 years only, this particular things will be matured, right? So like today you have invested 1 lakh rupees. Okay, today you have invested 1 lakh rupees. So then after 5 years, so per annum it is 10% rate of interest. So then after 5 years, how much will be you will be getting? What will be the worth of that particular money? Okay, so that is the answer. So what is the maturity value? That is the question they are asking you. So now what type of formula we are going to use here? So we are going to use here as FV. Okay, FV. What is that FV? FV is nothing but the future value. Okay, future value. Understanding? So how can we put the future value formula? Can anybody tell me? Is equal to, is equal to, then
Is equals to FV.
correct. So is equal to FV open bracket. Okay, so open bracket. So then it is showing here as the rate. So can you just see here? You can just look at here. That is the rate it is showing here. So rate it is 10%. What is the rate? So rate it is 10%. Okay, so then comma n per. So what is that n per? N per is nothing but 5 years. Okay, so the duration. Okay, so the number of periods. Okay, so then comma pmt. So what is this pmt? Can anybody tell me? What is this pmt?
Ma'am, EMI amount, ma'am.
Ah, very good. So have they mentioned here anything about the EMI amount? No. So we are not like accessible about the EMI amount. So that's why we will just put it here as 0 only. Okay, so then comma PV. So what is this PV? PV is nothing but the present value. So what is the money we are having with us today? So we are investing 1 lakh rupees. Okay, so we are investing 1 lakh rupees, so today itself. So that is called as like a present value. Okay, so then again comma, so comma type. So type is nothing but at the end of the period. So here you have 0. 0 is for end of the period and 1 is for beginning of the period. So that's why you select here as the end of the period only. So and then close the bracket. Okay, so now close the bracket and then press enter here. See, now we'll be getting minus 1,61,051. Okay, so why it is minus? So actually the number is, I mean the value is correct only. Okay, so the value is the same only, but we are getting in the red color. So that red color indicates that in Excel, so it is and the value is in the minus sign. So negative value that is. Okay, negative value that is, right.
It is negative because it is
Mm.
above the investment amount. So investment is 1 lakh and the answer is 1,61,000.
Correct, correct. Very good. So that's why what you have to put. So here you just double click or you just press F2 to edit the cell. Okay, F2 is the shortcut key to edit the cell. So and then you just put here as minus 1 lakh. Okay, minus 1 lakh. So why we have to put minus 1 lakh? Because anything we are investing, okay, anything we are paying, we have to put minus 1 lakh only. I mean that particular value you have to mention with a minus sign. Okay, so if we are paying that, then we have to put that in the minus sign like that. Okay, so now press enter. See, now we'll be getting the value in the positive way like that. Understood, no? So this file I will just share it to you. Okay, so I want you to work out on this. Okay, so first I will just do 4 or 5 questions, and then I will just share this file to you. Okay, so you can also try with me. So then, second question. Yeah, everybody are clear with the first question? So the first one is about like 1 lakh. So today you have 1 lakh. So if I invest 1 lakh, so then after 5 years, so it will become 1,61,051 rupees. Okay, not rupees, it is in the dollars like that. Understood, no? So that is about the first one. Okay, so then the next one, second one, find the investment needed in an FD. Okay, find the investment needed in an FD which will mature at rupees 2,50,000 after 10 years. Okay, so now rate offered is 12%. Okay, rate offered is 12%. Find the investment needed in an FD which will mature at rupees 2,50,000 after 10 years. Rate is offered is 12%. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So done with this, no? Understood, no? This one. Okay. So then the second one. Okay. So now the second one. Find the investment needed in an FD. So which will mature at rupees 2,50,000 after 10 years. Okay. So rate offered is 12%. Okay. So rate offered is 12%. So that means what formula we have to use here, ma? So find the investment needed. Right now, so find the investment needed in the sense, so what is the formula we have to use, like which will mature. So after 5 years, so the value will be 2,50,000, I mean after 10 years, right? After 10 years the value will be 2,50,000, right? So then how much should be the investment? So then that is the question. So what formula we have to use here?
Present value PV, ma'am.
Yeah, very good, very good. So is equal to PV open bracket. Okay, so open bracket rate. So it is asking about the rate. So now what is the rate? So that is 12%. Okay, 12%. So now comma n per. So n per is what is the number of periods? So that means 10 years. No,
10
so you
years.
just put here 10 years, correct? So then comma PMT. So there is no PMT here, no.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why you put here as 0. So then comma. What is the FV? What is the future value?
2,50,000.
Yeah, very good. So this will be in the plus or minus 2 lakh 50.
My
No, 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 no. Plus only, because we are getting this amount. No, so we if we are paying, no, so then it should be minus sign. Okay, it should be in the minus sign. So no, we are getting this. So we are receiving this money. Okay, so we are receiving this money. So that's why it is plus only. Okay, so it is plus only. So we will just select this. So and then close the bracket. Okay, so and then close the bracket. So and then press enter. See now this is in the minus sign. So minus it is coming. No, it is correct. PV present value. So it is correct only, no. So because we,
correct,
if
ma'am.
we just so if we just invest this much of amount, so then after 10 years the value of this 80,493 will become 2,50,000 after 10 years, like that. So that is about the meaning of this question. So the next one, third one, we will just see it out. Invested rupees 1,000 for 5 years at the rate of 10%. Find the future value. Okay, find the future value. So invested rupees 1,000 for 5 years at the rate of 10%. Find the future value. So here directly they have mentioned that future value. Okay, so we have to just find out the future value here. So directly let us put here the FV formula is equal to FV open bracket. So and then the rate. So rate it is 10% only. Okay, 10% only. So and then comma NPER. So a number of periods is nothing but 5 years. So and then comma PMT is what?
0.
0, correct. So and then comma PV. So present value is 1000, right? So minus 1000 or plus 1000?
Minus
Very good. Minus 1000. So and then comma annuity type. Okay, so annuity type it is
0.
0 and 1. Right, correct. So 0, that is end of the period. So and then close the bracket, then enter. See, now we will be getting the dollars as 1610. Okay, so after 5 years, so the 1000 rupees at the rate of 10% will become 1610, like that. Any doubts?
Ma'am, this question will can try, ma'am.
This one, till this you will try, yeah.
Yes, fourth one also we can try, ma'am.
Okay, okay, okay. So fourth one I will do and then I will share this file to you. So you can do it by yourselves. Okay, fourth one I will explain. Okay, so after 5 years, the investment was rupees 1000. What will be the present value? So now the rate of interest will be 10%. So what we have to find out? The present value only we have to find out. No. So is equal to PV open bracket. So and then rate. So what will be the rate? So the rate it is 10%. So you just put here as 10% as the rate. So and then comma number of periods. So how many years?
5 years.
5 years. Correct. So then comma PMT is 0 and
0.
then comma future
1000.
value. So that is minus 1000 or plus 1000. Correct. Plus 1000. So and then comma type. Annuity type is beginning of the period or
0,
end
ma'am.
of the period?
End of the
No, no,
period.
no, no. No, 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 no. PV, no. Beginning of the period. Okay. Beginning of the period. So don't select here as 0. So you have to select here as 1 only. Because at the beginning of the period you have to find out how much is the value. So close the
Okay,
bracket
ma'am.
and then press enter. See, now we'll be getting a 6020. So that means if we just do this, investment. So that means PV you will be always getting that in the minus sign only. Okay, like that. So I'm just giving you, posting this file. So you just try it out. Okay, I have sent to you. Just check it out. Open the file and you just try it out. All the four. So in between, if you have an so you just check it out. Are you able to hear now? Are you people trying?
Ma'am,
You
we are
have
trying,
any
ma'am.
doubts, you just ask me, no?
Okay,
Yeah,
ma'am.
yeah, sure. Done. So you have any doubts in those things? So we will just move on to the fifth question. Okay. So fifth one. So fifth one is little bit tricky. So that means so what it is, Anta. So that means you have compounded annually. Okay. So compounded annually. So actually you are having the interest and the number of years here. Okay, so now if you just wanted to compound the interest annually in the sense for annum. Okay, so per annum, so the interest will be calculated. So then semi annually. Okay, so semi annually means for 6 months once. Okay, for 6 months once. Okay, 9% interest will be compounded, will be added. Okay, for 6 months means for the for 1 year, two times the 9% interest will be added. Okay, so then compounded quarterly means four times, right? Four times the interest will be added to the particular investment amount. Okay, so then monthly means every month. Okay, so then per annum it will be 12 times, right? It is 12 times. So then compounded daily. So compounded daily is nothing but 365 times it will be multiplied. Okay, so it will be compounded. So that's why we will just calculate all those things. Okay, so here, okay, here we are having compounded annually. So what is the function we have to use here? Find the maturity value of an FD. So that means FV we have to use, right? Future value now is equal to FV open bracket. Okay, so then what is the rate? So here what we have to do is 9%. Okay, 9% rate we have to divide it. Okay, so divide it by 2. Compounded annually in the sense per annum it is 9% only, but it will be divided by 2. We have to do it in the case of semi annually. So for 1 year, 9% on the whole, for the whole 1 year it will be 9% interest. Okay, so now comma. Okay, don't do anything here. So you just do it as usual previously how we had done. Okay, so then nper, so nper is nothing but 6 years. Okay, 6 years. And then comma pmt, so pmt is 0. Okay, so then comma pv. So what is the investment done today? What is this pv? What is the value of the pv?
50,000, ma'am.
Correct. So that means minus 50,000 we have to put because we are investing, no. So that's why minus 50,000. So and then comma type. So type is nothing but at the end of the period. So you just put here as 0. So and then close the bracket and then press enter. See, now we'll be getting the answer as rupees 83,555. 855. Okay, so this is about compounded annually. Okay, then semi annually. So what is the semi annually? So is equal to FV open bracket. Okay, so this one rate has to be divided. Okay, so divided by 2. Okay, so divided 2. So that means 9% for the whole year, right? So that one it has to be compounded two times. So at that time, divided by 2 we have to mention. Okay, so divided by 2. So that means for 6 months once it has been compounded. Okay, so it has been, I mean, the interest has been added to the lump sum amount. Okay, so now comma n per. So n per is nothing but 6 years. Okay, 6 years into 2. Okay, 6 years into 2. So and then comma pmt. So pmt is 0. Okay, 0. So then comma pv. So pv is minus 50,000. Okay, so then comma type. So what is the type? So then we have to type here as 0. So that means at the end of the period, future value. Okay, so now close the bracket. So and then press enter. See, now we'll be getting the answer here as 84,794.07. So then after that compounded quarterly. So now is equal to FV open bracket. FV open bracket and then the rate. So rate it is 9%. Okay, rate it is 9%. So now divided by quarterly. So quarterly in the sense 4. Okay, so divided by 4, comma, n per. So n per is nothing but 6 years. So 6 into 4. Okay, 6 into 4. So then comma. PMT is 0, comma, PV. So present value minus 50,000. So then comma, type is at the end of the period. So now close the bracket, enter. So now 85,288.33. Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm. So now monthly, compounded monthly. So that means is equal to FV open bracket. So then rate it is 9%. Okay, so then divided by monthly in the sense 12 months. So divided by 12. So and then comma n per. So n per is 6 years. 6 into 12 again. So and then comma. So now PMT is 0. So and then comma PV. So that means the present value minus 50,000. So and then comma the annuity type is again 0. So now close the bracket and then press enter. So you'll be getting here as 85,627.64. Compounded daily. So now is equal to FV open bracket. So and then the rate. So rate it is okay. So now the rate. So rate it is 9%. So how it will be compounded? So it is compounded daily. So divided by 365. Okay, divided by 365. So and then comma n per. So n per is 6 years. Okay, into 365. Okay, so then comma PMT is 0, comma minus 50,000. uh, so then comma type is at the end of the period 0. So now close the bracket and then press enter. So now 85,627.64 See, now you will be getting the answer as 85,794. You just try it out, all these things. Done, no? This one. That means the fifth question. That means the compounded annually, semi-annually, quarterly and all.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So then sixth one, sixth one, how to do this? So can anyone just say is equal to, so investment done is rupees 50,000 today for 10 years at 14% annual rate, compounded daily. So that means is equal to what we have to put the formula FV. Okay, so FV is the formula, open bracket. Then what is the rate? 14% divided by annual rate, compounded daily. So compounded daily means what, divided by what we have to put?
365 days.
So 365. So then comma n per. N per is nothing but 10 years. So 10 into 365. So and then comma. PMT is 0. Okay. So then comma. PV. So that means the present value. Present value is minus 50,000. Okay. Minus 50,000. So then comma. The type. So the annuity type is at the beginning of the period. Okay. So at the beginning of the period, at the end of the period, correct. So FV at the end of the period. So and then close the bracket and then press enter. See, now we'll be getting at the end of 10 years, we'll be getting 2,02,705. So here, what is the rate of interest? So like investment of rupees 100 becomes worth 200 in 20 years. Okay, in 20 years. Okay, what is the rate of interest? Okay, so then we have to apply the formula. Okay, so we have to apply the function as rate only is equal to rate open bracket. Okay, is equal to rate open bracket. So and then n per. So then the number of periods. So number of period is 20, right? So then comma PMT. So PMT is 0. So and then comma the present value. So present value is what? So minus 100, right? So present value is minus 100. So and then again comma. Okay, so future value. What is the future value? So that means investment of rupees 100 becomes worth 200 in 20 years, right? You just say me what is the future value? So 100 becomes worth 200, right? So then what will be the future value?
Ma'am, 200, ma'am.
Yeah, correct, correct. So 200 you put, so and then comma. Okay, so what is the type? So you can just put here as 0 or whatever you want. So then close bracket, then enter. See, now we'll be getting as here as 4% interest. So understood rate of interest formula. That means to find out the rate of interest. So we have to find out. I mean, we have to put the same function. That means a rate function only we have to put. So try this. Just try it out. Done? No. Any doubts in these things? So then after that, the next question is about the eighth question. Okay, so eighth question. Investment of rupees 100 becomes worth 500. Okay, a rate offered by bank is 12%. How many years will it take? That means, so we have to calculate here the number of periods. Okay, though, so the number of periods we have to find it out here. So that means what formula we have to use here?
Enter.
So that means n per. Correct. Very good. So now is equal to n per open bracket. Okay. So open bracket. So then rate. So what rate it is? So it is at 12%, right? So 12% you have to put here. So and then comma PMT. So PMT is what? 0. Okay. So then comma PV. So that means the present value. What is the present value? What is the investment done today?
100.
100. So that means minus 100 we have to put here. So and then comma future value. Future value is plus 100 only. So and then comma. So type you can just mention here as 0. So and then close the bracket and then press enter. See, now we'll be getting here as 14.2. That means approximately 14 years we want, so to become 12% at the offered rate of interest, okay, by the bank. Okay, so if it want to become 500%, 500 rupees lakh. Okay, so then the next question is about the rate of interest again. Okay, the rate of interest. Investment of rupees 100 will double in 3 years. Okay, so investment of rupees 100 will double. Double in the sense what? So 200, 100 plus 100. So it will become 200 in 3 years. What is the rate offered by the bank? Okay, so now again is equal to rate, open bracket, then n per is 3 years. So and then comma PMT. So PMT is 0. So then comma PV. So PV is minus 100. So and then comma FV. So FV means 200. Excuse me. And then comma, so annuity type. So annuity type is 0. Okay, so now close the bracket and then press enter. See, now we'll be getting the answer here as 26%. So within 3 years, so my investment wants to get double means, so then it should become, they should offer me, I mean the bank should offer me 26% rate of interest. Any doubts? So here you are having PMT. So PMT is payment definition, application of the PMT. So that means equal periodic finite investment or withdrawal. Okay, so that means, so it will come to the even RD also. So RD, what is RD account? So usually we will just open in our banks or in any post offices and all. We used to open that RD account, right? So, like RD is, RD in the sense recurring deposit, right? So RD means, so monthly you have to invest, right? So monthly you have to invest in the case of RD account. So then FD in the sense, they will be putting you the money, right? So they will be adding you the interest at the certain sum of, after the certain sum of period, right? So that means EMI. So that means equal monthly installments. Okay. So if you are paying, okay, if you are paying or if you are receiving, so monthly, so then it is called as equal monthly installments. Okay. So then it is called as equal monthly installments. So then if you are paying or receiving annually, okay, so annually, so then it will be called as equal annual installments. So that means we will call that as EAI. Okay, EAI, so that means equal annual installments. So now EQI. So EQI means equal quarterly installments. That means 4 months once we used to uh, 3 months once we used to receive or pay. Okay, so that means. So if we just purchase anything and if we are paying through the EMI, so then that one will be your PMT amount. Okay. So then that is called as maturity value. Okay. So find the maturity value of monthly RD account depositing rupees 5,000 per month. Okay, so depositing rupees 5,000 per month for a period of 3 years. Okay, rate offered by bank is 7% compounded monthly. Okay, so now the investment done at the end of the month. Okay, so now here we are having the RD. Okay, so maturity value of an RD. So then we have to find out the value of the RD. Okay, so we used to deposit money of 5,000 per month. Okay, so then 7% it will be compounded monthly. Okay, so it will be compounded monthly. So now is equal to, okay, then what is the formula we have to use here? Which formula we have to use here? So the maturity value in the sense, so we have to put here as FV. Okay, FV. So then open bracket. So then what will be the rate? So the rate of interest is 7%. Okay, 7%. So the rate will be divided, no? Then the number of periods will be multiplied, right? So 7% divided by monthly. So monthly in the sense divided by 12. Okay, divided by 12. So and then comma n per. So that means the number of periods, it has to be multiplied by 12. So and then comma PMT. Okay, so PMT is 5,000 per month, right? So that means, so here you put as 5,000. Okay, let us see what will happen. So and then comma. Okay, present value. So there is no present value. Okay, so then comma type. So what is the type? So that means at the end of the period, because we wanted to know the maturity value. Okay, so now close the bracket and then press enter. See now, so it will become 199,650. Okay, so but we have done the mistake here, so only it is coming here as minus 1,99,000. What is the mistake we have done? How can I rectify this mistake?
We have to insert minus 5,000.
Yeah, correct. Very good. So press F2. So and then put here as minus 5,000. So and then press enter. So now we'll be getting 199,650 like that. So then after that, the 11th question. Okay, so now the 11th question. So a home loan of rupees 40 lakhs. So till here will you try, or shall I explain 11th question? Okay, so this one question I'll just explain you and just leave you to practice. Okay, so a home loan of rupees 40 lakh is given to an individual. So loan is offered at the rate of 9.55% compounded monthly. Okay, so compounded monthly. Loan is for 20 years. Okay, loan is for 20 years. EMI to be paid in the beginning of the month. Okay, EMI to be paid in the beginning of the month. Find the EMI. So here what formula we have to use? So we have to pay the EMI. So how much EMI we are going to pay here? So that one we have to find out. So what formula we have to use here? What is the formula we have to use here? That means PMT function we have to use here, right? So is equal to PMT open bracket. Okay, so PMT open bracket. What is the rate? So 9.55%. Okay, so now divided by compounded monthly, that means 12. Okay, so and then comma n per. So that means number of periods. How many years? 20 years. Okay, into 12. Okay, so and then comma PV. So that means the present value. Okay, so that means a minus 40 lakhs, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. So 40 lakhs, sorry, not minus. We, because we are receiving, no. So we are receiving. So at that time we can't put here as minus. So and then comma. Okay. So now future value is 0. We don't know. So then comma type is. So you can put at the end of the period 0 only. So now close the bracket and then press enter. See now 37,415 we have to pay as EMI, okay, per month for 20 years. Okay, monthly we have to pay 37,415. Okay, you just try it out. Done. So then
Yes,
we
ma'am.
will move on to the next one. Yes. So the next one is question number 12. Okay. So if you deposit, okay, so if you deposit 45,000 into an account, earning 4% interest compounded quarterly, okay, how much would you have in 5 years? Okay. So now, what formula we have to use here? So how much would you have in 5 years? That means the future value. After 5 years, okay, so after 5 years, how much will be the answer? Okay, so is equal to FV, okay, open bracket. So then rate. So rates should be divided, right? So 4%. So you put here as 4% divided by compounded quarterly. So quarterly means again 4 only. Okay. So then comma, number of periods. So number of periods is 5 years. Okay. So 5 into again 4, so then comma pmt. Okay, so pmt is how much? So that is 0, then comma. Okay, so now you are depositing money of 45,000, so that means you put minus 45,000 in the PV. So then comma, type will be what? At the end of the period. Okay, at the end of the period. So now close the bracket and then press enter here. Say now we'll be getting 54,908.55. Okay. So then the next one, okay, so then the next one, Mr. A has taken a loan of rupees 25 lakh for 15 years. Rate offered by bank is 11.4%. Compounded monthly. What's the EMI? Okay, so EMI means what is the formula we have to use? What formula we have to use here? So here we have to use the PMT function, right? So that's why is equal to PMT open bracket. Okay. So now compounded monthly they have given. Okay. So rate is 11.4%. Okay, 11.4%. Okay. So now the rate will be divided by 12. Okay. Rates are divided. Okay, so then number of periods, then the years will be multiplied. So then comma, so n per, so that means 15 into 12. Okay, so compounded monthly. So and then comma. Okay, comma PV. So PV is present value. Okay, so that means taken loan of 25 lakh. So that means plus 25 lakh only. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so now comma future value. So future value is 0, we don't know. So then comma type up. So at the end of the period you just select it, so you just put here as 0. So now close the bracket and then press enter. See, now you'll be getting 29,046. Okay. So here you will be getting like 29,046. I mean, you have to pay this much of amount. You have to pay 29,046 dollars monthly. Okay, so monthly you have to pay. Okay, so why it is in the red color? Because since you have to pay it to them, so it is calculated as an EMI. Okay, so monthly you have to pay. So that means 29,046 is the value. Then the last question. Okay, then the last question. You will receive rupees 10,000 each year for 5 years. Okay, so the interest rate is 9%. How much is the worth of your receipts today? What formula we have to use here? So PV is the function, right? So how much is the worth of your receipts today? So that means today in the sense you have to find out the present value. So is equal to PV open bracket. Okay. So now the rate. So they have not mentioned anything like compounded monthly or annually. So let us calculate as annually only. Okay. So let us not multiply or divide with any number. Okay. So the rate is 9% here, then comma, n per is number of periods is 5 years, so then comma, pmt. Pmt is nothing but what, 10,000, right? So then comma, future value is 0, comma, end of the period is also 0. So now close the bracket, enter. See, now you will be getting here the answer as 38,896. Okay, so that is our PV. So that means the present value. Okay, understood, guys? Till here, any doubts? No doubts in this?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine then. I have shared you the file. So you just practice and go through all these things. So then if you have any doubts, we will just clarify that in the next class. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay then.